Hello everybody, welcome back to New Def Gaming. It is Mike here and we are playing Lost Vault, our Druid Let's Play. Yes, it's been so long, brothers and sisters, faithful neophytes and servants and sacrifices of the kingdom of New Def. Thank you and welcome back everyone. As a special reward, I am doing a marathon weekend of Lost Vault. You're gonna get 4 fresh, awesome PHAT episodes of Lost Vault, including some surprises and bonuses and other cool stuff. Like, I went over your house and they had like a pool and it was like cool, and then they had like a chair in front of the pool and it was like cool. They had a barbecue pit. It's gonna be like that, like when you walk in somebody's house and you're like 14, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, thank you very much for everyone coming back. Yes, this is the channel soon to be known as Game. I am working on the name change right now. I just don't want to have a disconnection between the new name and the old name. So I want to make sure I have all my ducks lined up in a row before I make the total name change on YouTube. But trust me, it will happen, which is why I'm referring to the channel as Game in almost every video, because the name change will happen in one way or another. Also, I just want to give a big shout out to all of those folks who've been giving me very valuable tips on Lost Vault. I know that you are eager and ready to correct any mistakes and lacerations I make to the current game meta. Feel free to do so in the comments because I know you are responsible, non-snarky, and extremely excellent and kind. So please feel free. So kind. You are most kind. I know you are very gracious and will leave me nothing but positive remarks in the comments. And please swing by the like button. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's something you didn't understand. We don't yet have a community for Lost Vault other than a Discord community. I think it'd be great if someone started a Facebook group for Lost Vault. That would be so sweet. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, nod, nod, jerk, jerk. You know, yes, see, somebody please start a Facebook group. But yeah, I just came from the gym as usual. I'm going to give you guys a brief kind of overview of how my longer, like 1 hour-ish long video let plays go. Let plays. A lot of that. Michael Speaks Take 2 Let's Plays. What they are is basically me chatting with you all while I play my favorite game, Lost Vault. We talk a little bit about me, we talk a little bit about you, we go through my clan stuff, we do some explores, we talk about the latest skills that I've gotten, we open up a few items, maybe we talk about what we want, suggestions that we make. It's my love letter to Camille Rakoski. He knows how much I love this game. A lot of the changes that you see in Lost Vault were because of the collaboration between Camille Rakoski and myself and many other very brilliant stars that are much brighter than my star. However, I like to say, and I like to go ahead and give myself a little ring-a-ding bell on that many of the suggestions that I've offered have been accepted and used in the game, and I am so incredibly humbled how well Camille has done all of the changes in the game. Everything from accessibility to buying assets for really premium sounds, from adding in streamlining to make it possible for the menus and UI to sing, moving away from the more utilitarian UI kind of setups and getting to the more smooth, kind of conducive, flowing, enhanced menus, which seem to be taking over the game, which are a much loved and deserved attribute for a wonderful game such as Lost Vault. And if you don't know what Lost Vault is basically, it is an RPG, it is a MMO, it is a retro style RPG in that you will go ahead and go through each one of these levels in the wasteland where you'll defeat these creatures and everyone else would have defeated those creatures. You're going to go from land to land defeating different creatures, and you're also going to maintain what they call a shelter. So a shelter is a static group of buildings that produce everything from cash to pets to fuel to food, and you're also going to maintain on the other side, parallel to that, a structure that functions as a PvP hub, which lets you purchase troops, upgrade them, equip them, and fight against your other fellow players. Along the way, you'll have many things like a giant monster invasion. You have separate little quests that pop up in the wasteland where you can explore and find lots of treasure. You also have a very deep attribute system where you can improve yourself, add skills, pursue your own talents the way you want to build your character to make your character concise and precise. And you'll also have an itemization set up on tab 2 where you can set up your character to do exactly what you want your character to do, to equip yourself with whatever you want your character to have, and to pretty much trash, use, scrap anything that you don't need. Screws, bolts, nuts, metal. Go ahead and weld yourself something together. You could put something together. Yes, almost anything's possible. And among all these different things, there's even a vast tab, which is the 6th tab, where you can investigate other players, search out different clans. You can participate in group like sponsored worldwide PvP events, which tell you exactly how many players are involved. You can get in there and mix it up. There's also a really cool reward and badge system that rewards you for different things you do, like contribute to your clan, wink, and like give money to your clan, wink, wink. You hear where I'm going with this here? There's just so many things you can do. But exactly one of the things I want to mention is that the clan system is actually one of the finest parts of this game, because the chat has really been upgraded so that you can talk to all your clan members. You can drop some pretty good long speeches in there. Of course, I'm drinking my coffee. It is game coffee. You know, get the game day coffee up. I call it game coffee. So yes, we're drinking game coffee. It's gaming accessibly with Mike every day. Yes, we're drinking game coffee in anticipation of the name change. You may call it game, short for New Def Gaming for now, until it's officially changed. But yes, I'm drinking coffee today. I decided the minute I got out of the gym, I was gonna roll, get in the shower, get cleaned up, clean up the house a little bit, and the first thing I did was go ahead and brew up a nice big cup of black game coffee. No sugar, no cream, no nothing, no chocolate spoon, no none of those nasty little stuff, you nasty boys and girls and thems. No, you don't get none of that. No, it's a regular cup of game coffee, black. You know what I'm saying? It's just a black cup of coffee. And of course, healthy snacks and unhealthy snacks. So I get my fats and I get my vegetables. I got a nice bowl of carrots next to me, which I won't be eating during the recording because it's very loud, and a nice kind of semi-unhealthy tortilla chips, which will give me a little bit of the fats that I crave. Anything to keep me from scarfing down a cupcake or a muffin, because I love the sweets. But anyway, that is about it, and that's the setup. And what I do here is, as you just heard, chat, talk. So if that isn't your cup of tea, I am wishing you the very best. I bless you. I offer you all my best wishes and my condolences to those who stay. And maybe you can find something else that you like better. But, if this is your cup of tea, consider subscribing, ding, 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 and offering me some of your valuable opinion. And that's used through the comments. Also, I have a Facebook group called New Def Gaming, which will also undergo a name change to become Game. And I've got a Twitter. You can follow me on Mike Gray NDG. I think isn't it Mike Gray NDG? MikeGrayNDG. I need to make another Twitter name change, but that's been my one I've had for the very longest time. And Facebook, New Def Gaming. But let's go ahead and get right into it. Our Druid has been leveling up quite well. Pretty well. I've been playing every day, as you know. I mean, there was a couple of days I was moving. So recently, I had some different changes, and I am feeling really, 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 really good. I've had support from family, I've had support from friends, I've had support from my girlfriend, who is Marissa, who you've heard on the evidence. What? There's no girlfriend. What? No, I'm just kidding. Well, if any of you must know by now, Marissa is my girlfriend, and you'll hear her voice a Let's Play on Evidence 111. So if you want to hear my mysterious, gorgeous, hot, amazing girlfriend, yeah, she's voicing a Let's Play on Evidence 111. There are 6 parts to that. Go ahead and swing by that. She loves positivity and she loves nice likes on that video, but you may go by there and check her out. She'll also be working on some other games, and she'll be doing some Let's Plays. She is the queen of audio. I am the worst. I am the Joker of audio games. I am terrible at audio. But yeah, and I feel like I haven't done a really long talking session that hasn't been edited heavily. So it's different. Like, I'm doing these marathons, and I hope my voice like holds up, because it's been a long time since I've done this many episodes that are going to be this long. I've even got Timer to Simon the Rhymer rolling right now. Like, it's crazy. And I even hate using that word. So it's wild. Much more appropriate word. So yes, I'll be making some personal corrections in my speech. But yeah, our Druid's doing really well. Let's check out our level. I'm going to try to let you hear all my attributes without talking through them, and you can check out how I'm doing. Here we go.
My resources. Cache 11.8 M bottle cap 669. Button.
Why does it sound faster and I have a speaking rate at 60%?
Audio ducking. Volume. Speaking rate. 60%.
See? Let's go.
55%.
55%.
Lines.
Okay, let's go.
Words. Character. Vertical. Headings.
I had it at 60%, but 60% sounds faster. All right. That's my resources.
Selected. Character. Tab 1 of 3. Badges. Tab 2 of 3. Rewards. Tab 3 of 3.
Is it time for my reward? No, I still have some time.
Nudith Gaming. Druid. 84.73% / level 73.
All right. 84.
Reward. Nudith Gaming. Druid. 84.73% / level 73.
Oh, that is cool. So they're now giving a percentage towards your next level up. That is really, really cool. I mean, I like that. I really do like that. It's like, it says 7 out of 100%. It's almost like having a bar. And, my girlfriend always says, when you get excited, you go, hey, hi, I'm Mickey. My voice goes up really high. She says, normally you have that little gravitas and more gravelly, growly, like a bear. And then when I get excited, I go, hi. I go up really high pitch, which is it's really funny how my voice fluctuates when I get excited about something.
Watch ad. Button.
All right, now there's this new watch ad button, which is really cool, and I don't know what it does, but I'm gonna go ahead and double tap it anyway.
Watch ad. Reward. Heading.
And you get a free. This is just the easiest way to get 2 bottle caps.
Bottle cap. 2. Close. Button. Close.
And then
button.
It drops away and has a little animation.
My resources. Cache 11.8 M bottle cap 671.
A lot of the menus now drop away and have a little animation. There's a bunch of little coins that kind of fly down and kind of fairy dust down and stuff like that, which is cute.
Selected. Character. Tab 1 of 3. Badges. Tab armor. +1. Armor.
Okay, let's go through my statistics.
1,510/1000. Strength. Head. Progress 1/4.
What is that?
Bottle cap. 3. Quest. 5 players.
Oh, okay. Before I get into my statistics, I've got to say it. I wish we could get rid of 5 players. It is the worst. I hate it with a passion. I'm serious. It is the worst quest because you have to attack 5 players. You usually don't win, and it gives away a lot of your money for absolutely no reason. I shouldn't be forced to participate in PvP if I don't want to. I already do enough PvP with my shelter raids, so that's enough for me. I really hate that I'm forced to do 5 battles with 5 randos, and they all come after me and stuff. I really don't like it. And sometimes I even get like mean messages. Which, by the way, you can block them now, next to the new UI system in the mail system. If anybody is harassing you, you can block them. And feel free to report them to the devs, you know? But yes, I don't like attacking other players just blatantly like that. Yes, you can make some money, but the money is not enough for the pain. Okay, if we're going to attack other players, it is so little money you get for attacking other players. In most PvP, if you're going to attack other players, you need to gain some attribute from the process. There has to be a reason for what you're doing. Yes, there needs to be a way for people to retaliate against you for attacking them and taking their money. That's what they have their journal for. But we gotta have something that occurs. Either there's an extra PvP stat. I'm thinking we could use resilience. That's a common used statistic, or stamina. Stamina would be something that would increase your endurance. In other words, how it would work with resilience would be you would take less damage from certain attacks. Like you take less damage from physical attacks. Or if you chose a different resilience kind of pendant, you take less damage from magic attacks. Or you take less damage from poisons, or you take less damage from minion attacks. So we could build a much more robust PvP system if we add in pendants that allow us to take less damage from PvP elements. And I gotta say, as a tangent, side note, there is a couple of builds in the PvP world right now that kill me before I can even shoot once. It's very unbalanced, and that needs to be fixed. I mean, I was literally in a tournament, and this guy was like, boo, boo, I was dead. How is that a fair fight? Like, we've got to have weaponry and abilities that give us an opportunity to protect ourselves in PvP. I don't want to participate in PvP and just have people whack me out of my socks after just 2 hits. Literally, it was 2 hits. In some cases, it was 1 hit. I'm sorry, I hate to be a complainer, and I hate to be a negative Nancy, but that's just really discouraging. Like, it makes me not want to even play PvP if I only do one thing and I'm destroyed. We need to have pendants or rings that allow us to protect ourselves in PvP combat. Now, it's my fault if I don't purchase or play and gain. I'm not talking about pay to play, people, pay to win. No, I'm saying purchase it by upgrading it, finding it, buying the shelter building, working on the quest, getting the fame, the reputation. And tangent 2 of the other tangent, what does fame mean? Please, one of you experts, jump into the comments and explain, why do we even have fame? Does it even help us? Does it make us stronger? Can we use it to purchase items and weapons to make us much more like resilient and strong when it comes to PvP? Okay, so with all that said, I had to get that rant out of the way. But yes, PvP isn't very fun right now. Though raids are sort of fun because you get pretty good loot, but even there, the rewards are really low. But thank God Camille's been increasing them a little bit. They could stand to be doubled, even tripled. That would make them oh so juicy. Oh, that juicy, brother. Yes, it would make it very juicy. And yes, I know you're saying, oh, but that would make people attack you all the time, and then it would become a PvP nation, and then dogs and cats would start meowing and barking together. Yes, it's possible. It's very possible. But it would also mean it would open up a whole new arena of gameplay content, because we have the elements put in place. It's just a matter of us setting up how it's going to play, what the procedural part of it is. Listen, we could make it so that in PvP, there's certain obstacles or certain abilities are turned off. We can make it a little bit more random, because right now people can just game the system and set up exactly the same build that just beats everybody in 1 or 2 shots. And yes, I'm getting all this out of the way. I'm getting all this out of the way before we get into more regular, just chatting about our gameplay. I want to get all the rants out of the way. It's been a while since we've been together, folks. But yeah, we gotta make PvP do something more than just pew pew, you're dead, or bah bah, you're dead. Because it's not fair. It isn't fun and it doesn't work. It doesn't have any staying power because there's nothing to it. PvP should involve some luck, some fun, some pew pew, but not all pew pew. And it should involve having some ways for us to mitigate damage, to provide us with resilience, with stamina, with much more dodge capability. Okay, let's say this. Maybe there's another equipment. I've been lobbying for more equipment slots for a long time. Because as it is right now, we have a pendant, we have a ring, but we don't have trinkets. So maybe we could get a couple of trinkets. That way players could protect themselves from certain attacks. Those trinkets could be used for invasion bosses. They could be used for raid competency. It could be used for boosting shelter productions. It could be used for increasing the number of explorers. It could be used for making it more likely to find water. There are so many opportunities that can happen if we add another equipment slot. That would mean there'd be more items to find. And yes, we would make this happen at a certain level. I don't think trinkets should be available until players reach at least maybe level 35. Because it would be just like everything else in Lost Vault. Let the players unlock it. Okay. Let's make this even easier. If we want to make all you hardcore players out there who are at max level right now, which is 100, let's make it so that trinkets are unlocked. And I know somebody's going to correct me in the comments. Trinkets are unlocked at level 75 or maybe level 80. I would have to say 75 is a little high. I think if you're going to unlock trinkets, I would say unlock them at maybe level 35, so people have something really amazing to work through. At the latest 55. But yeah, if you want to make it really difficult to unlock trinkets, which would be a couple of slots that you would have and you'd be able to put items into, you'd be able to put runes and gems and upgrade to level 10, just like you do everything else. But these trinkets would be a certain new set of equipment, which would make people spend more money on getting bigger bag size, which is really good. Like if you want to support Lost Vault, you want to purchase bigger bags. And the number one thing you want to do is go ahead and get that new subscription. The subscription is very, very, very inexpensive and gives you a lot of bang for your buck. May I suggest that we do a subscription that is premium, that is one tier above, and also that we make it so that subscriptions can be paid all at once with your Apple account or your Android account. That way, if players just want to pay, let's say it's $3, what is it like, $3 or $4? I think it's $3 a month for 12 months, which is $36. Can we just make it, maybe make it a little special deal? If you want to pay for 12 months at a time, your renewal is only $30. You're saving $6. That's some savings right there, folks. Saving $6 is no joke. I like to, and then you could pay for it all at once, so you'd get that little bonus. And another thing I like to say is when you renew subscriptions, there should be a little bonus every player should get for when they renew subscriptions. A nice little chunky randomized collection of gems and equipment and supplies. Yeah, about 2-3 million of each supply, so the players can get themselves a nice little upgrade. It's not paying to win. It's just a cool little reward saying thank you. So, you know, folks, it's great that you play the game and you're a person that believes in everything being free. And it's great that you believe that you should never have to come out of your pocket for a dime. But in reality, most games made by most developers are not free and do cost money and do take time. And most developers do this for free. And that isn't fair to them. And it isn't fair to their families. Now, what we can do as players, not only people who are like me, who are content creators, but those of you who are out there playing games, is to give what you can give, even if it isn't very much. You can give by rating games, you can give by speaking to developers in a kind, sweet way and letting them know what problems are, reporting bugs in a kind, caring, non-snarky way, rating the game high, spreading, sharing, supporting the different sites like the Discord communities, like the Facebook and Twitter accounts, supporting New Def Gaming, of course, making comments like I've been noticing a lot of you have been dropping lots of comments. I'm looking at you. Thank you for doing that. That really goes a long way. Lets the developer know that I am someone who is listening, who has his ear to the ground, is hearing that person stomping through with your giant battle axe. It just lets the developer know I know what's going on and I can feel it. And if you're a more advanced player, you're hardcore, you're really far up there, and you feel that you're far superior than like anything, not trying to categorize you, not trying to, put you in a box. If you feel like you know a lot more about what's going on, remember, we need support for the game financially so that the developer can do everything for the game, can commit themselves full time to making this game amazing. That means content creation patches. That means new items. That means making the shops actually have cool stuff to buy. Hey, how about more shops? Like right now, there are no shops, just a couple of them, and they're mostly for buying in-game merchandise. But let's not talk about in-game stuff. How about actual cool stuff? Like, wouldn't it be great if you were in a vault and all of a sudden you found a secret shop? Would you like to investigate what's there to buy? And you could buy some screwed up, mixed up potions, maybe some crafting elements. Maybe you can find a cool gem, a new pet. It would be really high prices, but once you open that shop, it could stay open for a good 48 hours or a week, and then it would disappear. And I'm trying to make it sound like disappearing. I failed. Anyway, but wouldn't it be great if in the vault explorations, or even in the survival explorations, or even in the wastelands, you found different shops in different lands with different merchants? I mean, there's another statistic that we are really woefully missing in Lost Vault, and that is charisma or charm or spirit or, I don't know what you want to call it, karma or something. But we need an ability to interact with people who are NPCs. So charisma is something we sorely need so that when we speak to shops, we can determine what prices it is. So if you have really high charisma, you'll get good prices. You have really low charisma, you'll get higher prices. And also we can make it so that when we're negotiating, which means much more advanced elements built into the game, like for quest keepers and stuff, you might get other further quests. We already have kind of a pseudo reputation system built into the game, which is fame. All we need to do is separate fame out into a kind of system that provides reputation. But that's another subject, which I'm not going to get into. But charm is something we could use directly for creating and interacting with quests. I've been talking about quests for a long time, and I've always felt our quest system was lacking because you do one of 6 different things. You attack 5 players, which is one of the least favorite ones I like to do. You gather resources, which are great. I really love those. But of course, I'd like to see those become a lot more diverse because right now they're kind of very static. Camille has made a few randomizations of those, which is great, which makes me feel a little bit better. But right now, they're just kind of very static. And the other one is the raid system. You can raid other players, and that is a quest. But that's it. There really isn't any more. Okay, so I've been an advocate of adding a multi-tier quest system. You would be able to do all the quests before mentioned, but in addition, there be a long-term quest setup where you can do things like fight an invasion boss. And then it might be fight 2 invasion bosses or fight an invasion boss 5 times. Or it would be some other cool things like, hey, empty all your resource buildings in like an hour, 2 hours. I don't know. Whatever would make it easier whatever, we'll make it fun. Or we already have things like you get rewards for pets and stuff like that. We could add some other things like birth 3 pets. It could be a nice little badge, because badges are basically achievements. And that's another thing. I think badges need to be turned to achievements. I'm just saying, achievements, no one owns the word achievement. So I'd like to say we need to change badges to achievements. I know I'm all over the place, but pretty much follow me, stick with me, follow me, go, hold my hand. We need to change badges to achievements, because that's what badges are. They are achievements. They are achievements that grow. Now, the badge system, speaking of it, is so gorgeously designed. It rewards you. It rewards you with statistics, attributes, which are extremely valuable. And there's many ways as a new character that you can save up badges to be claimed. The badge system is one of the best systems inside of Lost Vault, because it doesn't force you to take anything until you're ready. We shall serve no badge before it's time. But yes, badges are great. Now, the name, I think achievements is a much more kind of representative kind of like title for what we're doing here, because you're basically achieving things like you're adding money to your clan, you are exploring all the vaults, you're exploring the wastelands, you're participating in PvP, you're making donations, nudge nudge, push push, shove shove, randomize you, remove you. So yes, it's really important to me that we change that name to achievements. I think it's much more representative of what happens with badges. I think players would identify with achievements. And okay, achievements right now are locked away in their little closet right now. They're like, hey, hello, can I come out? No, get back in that closet and shut up. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so that's how achievements are treated right now. That's how badges are treated right now. They're locked away in a closet and just yelled at whenever they come out. But wouldn't it be awesome if whenever you get a badge, to soon be named achievement, that you would see that pop up on your menu like, hey, congratulations, new achievement. And there'd be a cute little sound, like the very cute sound that's been added for the level up, which I'm hoping to get a quick clip recording of. But yes, every time you get an achievement, you would hear, congratulations. It wouldn't talk. This is just me reading it, okay? This is just me being voiceover. You have killed 6 flans and 4 puddings and 2 octopi. Congratulations, you've killed a lot of spongy creatures. Good job. Maybe you can kill these creatures next. So there'd be all these cool achievements for killing certain monsters and creatures and special quests. And the achievement system would come out of the closet and be able to be around and, not be all locked away behind a barred door. And actually be able to come out and play, And, hello? Excuse me. Hello? Could badges come out? No, they can't come out and play. Get out of my house right now. I'm calling out. It would be really nice if badges can come out and play. They can actually do their notifications while you're playing, because it would be more realistic as a system. I know they're in a perfect spot. I know you're like, NDG, I don't like things just flying around all haphazardly. I like my badges where they are. They don't get in the way. And yes, that's exactly what they are. They're not in the way. And they're therefore ignored. And therefore, a beautiful system that's been incredibly well designed and conceived is being left behind and it's being taken for granted because no one really appreciates it. You just swing by over there, you just empty them out, all the badges, you take all the rewards, and really, where's the fanfare? Where's the fun? Where's the acceptance of your great deeds? And listen, achievements are just one way we can make badges become so good. We can also add perks for what we do with badges. For instance, one of the things we could do, and this is not paying to win, this is your own hard work. One of the things I love to see would be perks added to the game for what you do. Whether it's you killing a certain 1,000 number of monsters, whether it be you logged in so many times, whether it is you donated so much to your clan, I want to say tribe, it's clan, whether you participated in invasion boss fights. If your badges were of a certain number, you could get a perk, and that perk will be permanently part of who you are. Maybe it would give you 1% more damage to fighting flans, or 1% more damage for fighting demons, or 1% more damage when fighting elementals. Or maybe it would be a perk that starts with 1% better chance of finding water while exploring the wastelands. Or maybe it would be your shelter buildings give you 2% more resources. And these perks could grow as you build up your achievements. So it'd be many different tendrils reaching from each of the tabs to help grow, which is the most important part. It's not just your character that's important, but it's also your shelter. It's your buildings. It's your clan. So all these parts should reach back and forth and connect to each other. But yes, I know we've been in a very long soapbox, But then I told you folks, if you're still here, I applaud you. I applaud you. Very good. Because this is what I do on our Let's Plays. I go off on these things, these diatribes and these rants about cool things I love to see added to the game, because we have such a great developer in Kamil Raikowski, because he really listens. And, I feel as a player, I'm represented, and that's important to me. And that's why I give this game so much credit, because my voice is heard. The people that I talk to do feel that their opinions are listened to. And yes, I don't want to overwhelm Kamil with too much, information, too many of my mediocre ideals that have already been suggested probably already. But I really feel some of these ideals have merit. So that's why I'm mentioning some of these things, because I think that can make the game much more fun. And it could also do things like retain new players. New players love achievements, and we could flood them with all these cool little achievements and give them some little cute rewards. Listen, when people play a new game, people want rewards. People want to see you just walked down the street. New achievement, brother. You know how to walk. Or you just killed a monster. Murderer, you just killed your first monster. New achievement. You get, I don't know, what would you get as a level 1? 100 fuel and 100 food. You get +1 to all your attributes. So we could do stuff like that so that players feel really satisfied and fulfilled when they step into Lost Vault. And trust me, that's going to get people staying and playing. And you got to continue to give achievements all the way to level 100. So for players to reach level 100, there should be a Grand Marshal or Superb Commander achievement, or Superb Supreme Shelter Survivor. And you'd get some big fat rewards, or maybe a perk. Maybe the perk would be plus 5% damage, or maybe the perk would be plus 5% more resources in the shelter, or plus 5% more chance. Let the player decide. As each person unlocks these big perks, let them decide what they want. And if they want to switch those perks around, make them pay bottle caps. A reasonable amount of bottle caps. I'm not talking 25, maybe about 100, maybe 200 bottle caps. And also lower the price of the mount. It's too high. Mount should be maybe, at least I would say the mount price needs to come down to about maybe 500. It's too high as it is right now. Also, there should be more than one kind of mount. You don't have to make there one kind of mount. We have multiple mounts, but they all fall off, which is really a bummer. And they're too low price anyway. Why don't you just make all those little mounts, the ones that don't do much, make them last forever? Because it's a everyone forgets to redo their mounts. It's like it always happens. Why don't we just make all the mounts that exist in the game stay forever and let everybody collect them, make them all 100 bottle caps, 200, 300, 400, 500, and then make the big one at the end 1,000. That makes much more sense. Let each one of those mounts be unique. Let them each provide a different benefit if people want to get fancy, but basically let them last forever. Let the player purchase their mounts. And of course, the player, sorry players, I gotta get on you. You gotta support the game. You're gonna have to pay some bottle caps for a stable. I'm not talking pet stable, I'm talking about a mount stable. And with a mount stable, you as the player would unlock it and upgrade it, and it would be able to contain mounts. Maybe 2, maybe 4, maybe 5, maybe 10. And yes, we're going to add secret mounts into the different parts of the game. Maybe from destroying invasion bosses, maybe from PvP conquests, maybe from clan activity and warfare, or whatever is going to happen. I'm going to be talking about it in one of my videos later this week. This is only my first video of Lost Vault. I have a whole marathon this weekend. I'm going to be talking about my brand new ideal for raiding. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be my magnum opus. Yes, I said it right. We're going to have a wonderful discussion about what I think could make raids so much better. But I'm saving a lot of stuff like the invasion and raid and shelter like upgrades that I want to see happen for the later video in this marathon. Today we're just ranting about the things that can make obviously good improvements and changes in the game. But here's my statistics.
Strength 1005, agility, strength, heading not found, agility, strength, heading 1510/1510, armor 61,788, +1, button, cash 60.8k, button, agility, heading 1561/1561, dodge 6.67%, +1, button, cash 66.1k, button, intelligence, heading 14,708/4,958, damage 190,738, magic armor 74,597, +1, button, cash 874k, button, endurance, heading 8,586/4,372, health 108,823, +1, button, cash 675k, button, luck, heading 6,964/3,813, critical hit 193.80%, critical hit chance 23.59%, double hit 19.21%, +1, button, cash 506k, button, lifesteal 11.04%, reflect damage 1.91%, extra XP 157.00%, extra cash 290.37%, selected survivor tab 1 of 6.
And those are all my attributes and extras and goodies. So yeah, now I'm going to show you my skills.
My resources, selected, character, badges, rewards, Nudith Gaming, shop, global chat, journal, private messages, settings, skills, button. My resources, cash 11.8 M bottle cap 671, button.
All right, I did tell you, and I did promise, and I'm keeping my promise. Here is the new skill that I selected. I'm not very happy with it, but I'm going to talk about it.
Upgrade, flash, first hit, the progress, upgrade, quick hands, increase, progress 5, upgrade, weaken, head, reduce it, progress, upgrade, gambler, head, increase critical hit power, gambler, heading.
Here we go. Gambler is the new thing that you unlock at, what is it, level 72? So, Gambler, first impressions, it sounds impressive, but upon using it, it just doesn't really give you the, like the bounce for the ounce that I was expected, Okay, let me let you hear what it does here.
Increase critical hit power by 38% and critical hit chance by 25%.
Okay, so let's listen to that again.
Gambler, Increase critical hit power by 38% and critical hit chance by 25%.
All right, so you get 25% more chance for critical hit. You increase your critical hit power by 38%.
Gambler. Increase critical hit power by 38% and critical hit chance by 25%.
And that's what all 5 points, I do believe.
Progress 5/5.
Yeah, that's what progress, that's 5 skill points put into just to get 25% more crit. I don't know about that. I mean, I don't feel like this is doing it for me. I mean, maybe if it made all my other attacks crit also, but I don't feel like this really does it for me. I mean, it's awesome. Yes, it's cool, but it's not that impressive when people are like, pew, 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 you're dead. You know, it's like, you know, I feel like everyone's laughing at my build because it can't stand up against any of the current builds that are out there. They just one-shot me. I mean, I can't get my crits going because I can't live long enough to get my crits going because I don't have 1 million hit points. I have only got 100,000 hit points. So yeah, it's way too extreme a glass cannon. And this is, if I even put points into spare heart, it's still not enough. Because even if your druid has 200,000 hit points, you still can't survive in PvP. Like, you'd have to make every single one of your gems endurance. Every single part of your build would have to be defense. And that doesn't seem right for a caster class. If I am truly a caster class, then I should be able to blow you out of your socks as a caster class. The whole point is that I don't need to turn into a tank to beat you. I should be able to hit you from a distance. And that's why I am proposing that we set up the battlefield. Okay, like every one of our characters, every one of these fights in PvP is one-on-one. Me versus you, mano y mano. And it isn't fair because why would I take a tank on face to face? I would move back, I'll fly up into the air and shoot them from a distance. Why would I take them head on? What would be the point of taking on a massively armored knucklehead when I just got cloth on? It doesn't make any sense. So I do believe we need to add something here that differentiates the different classes. Like, let's differentiate the classes. Like, if we're cloth wearers, then we need to be able to have the ability to avoid being hit. Because with one hit, we're dead. And right now, I'm going to tell you, the systems put in place are not enough to protect me. Like, there are a couple of good ones that mean the first hit, I don't take any damage, but that's not enough. It should be about 3 because the enemy's just blowing me away. Secondly, if I am a person who is a melee class, I know you're screaming at me right now, but if you're a melee class, then you should have the ability to silence me. Which means if you're busy being stuck in one spot because I've rooted you in place, maybe you should be able to silence my character. So let's give each class a spell ability that the player would have to upgrade and purchase through using their in-game items. Like maybe they would buy spell books, maybe they would upgrade the spells from fighting. The spells will get stronger from use, which is a good system, and it's not a pay-to-win system, but it would mean the person would have to play in order to upgrade spells. Let's give all the caster classes at least 3 of these main spells. A snaring system. I'm a druid. Snaring with nature is what I should be able to do to big, giant, metal-bound knights and other classes that use melee attack. Number 2, I should be able to at least fly into the air or teleport away, giving myself more time to attack. All right? So I should be able to put points into that system. And number 3, perhaps there could be, something else I could do. Maybe there could be, like, I know we have things like weaken and we have minions and stuff like that, but maybe there would be something else I could do to my opponent. Like maybe I could light their armor on fire. Like if they're really heavily armored, I could do more damage to heavily armored opponents. Or maybe if they have, like, I could use that heat metal kind of thing that, you hear in 5th edition. But let's give us all some unique abilities so we can change the battlefield. Because right now it is so stale and is so unfair. And it doesn't show my real skill. I want to show my skill. So give me some spells that I can use. I'm a wizard. I'm a druid. Where are my spells? Why am I just blasting? A druid is a technician, a tactician. I'm not just sitting there facing off against a tank. I'm going to be moving. I'm going to be rooting them. I'm going to be calling my nature's creatures into place. A spider on your neck, biting down on your neck and poisoning you. Maybe the next thing, it's a ram that butts you from behind. And maybe it's an eagle that swoops in and swipes at your eyes, and or maybe it's like a swordfish and we're in the water fighting and it pokes you through your armor. Or maybe I make you snared in place and I start heating up your armor and making you burn to a crisp. Let's give each class unique spells that can be upgraded and can be earned throughout the process of level 1 to 100, so that during the procedurally generated combat, each class could have an opportunity. We could also make it so that me as a player can open up maybe a spell school. It would be in the shelter area, and you'd have to, here comes the water. Hey, thank you, sir. All right, we just got water, which is really cool. So yeah, I like that the water comes in now. You can hear it really clearly. But yeah, I'd like to, you know what I'd also like to have happen when that water comes in? Could we have like a couple of folks like chatting and going, all right, folks, let's move out, get your water. Like it'd be like, there would be like a person, I don't care, a non-gender, but just a person speaking and saying, troops amassing, or it'd be like a little quick message. Like whenever you get your supply, there would be a new message that occurs, like on the horizon, invasion boss spotted, or it would be something cool like Spartacus X5 seen on the horizon, approaching civilization, all troops begin to muster your defenses. Like it would be something cool that happens, or it would tell you what's going to happen. Clan is preparing to fight. Clan Frosthammer clan will be fighting Clan Scorpion Claw Red today. Prepare for battle. There would be some cool things that the game says to you. Like it would give you like the summation of what your clan's working on. It would tell you what's going to happen in the game, or it would tell you what's happening with like arena championships will be occurring today. Please propel yourself accordingly. It would be great if we got more information when that water came in, or maybe it would be like you hear your donkey in the background baying, you would hear somebody pouring water into the canteens, it would say, caravan preparing to depart, commander. Or wouldn't that be kind of cool? And you hear sounds of people rustling and sharpening weapons like shh, 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 or yeah. Or people chanting spells, yes, all horses, like, or people like warriors practicing, like it would just give you that inspiration, not just like the water's going, like the water just pouring down, I mean, that's great. It sounds like you're just getting a bath. Well, we could save that for like the inn or something. Like we could have inns talking about that later this week, but I'm not going to talk about it right now. I'm just saying, we could add more flavor to what's going on, and we can make it varied so it wouldn't be so dry. Like it could be a couple of different things that happens. Like you get a couple little cool little sound effects, and then you can also have a little reminder of what's going on in your calendar for your gameplay. But yeah, that's just some ideas I'm throwing out there for the most amazing game, my favorite game of all time. All right, so let's go ahead and, I know I've been going on for a while. Let me find out how much time is going, because we might be, I know I talked a lot. I told you it was going to be a lot of talking.
The timer time is 0 hour 10 minutes.
Okay, we have 10 minutes. I know, we've talked a long time today, and I promise the next episode we're going to get more play in. But really, this is all about prophesizing for the future. It's all about thinking about and adding suggestions. That's really where the content's going to come from. Because at this point in the game, I've kind of done everything I need to do. There really isn't a lot for me to do. Not a lot of things are happening. But let's go ahead and
rank. Tab 6 of 6.
Jump over.
1 clan. Tab.
Of course, this is Try Blind. And,
Lyrial Bandit. Level 68 Headman.
And there's
Button.
my number 1 Lario. And yes, we have open. If you want to join blind, you can jump in. I've left a few slots open. So if you want to jump into into clan blind, go ahead and add yourself. Read all my copious amount of chatting. I'm a lot of chatty, chit chatty. Check that out. Bring positive, good attitudes, maturity, respect, mutual honor, things like that. Yes, so tribe, clan blind is open for folks to join because there's been a new system added where I, as the clan leader, can make it so that, or I think maybe even all officers can set this, but and I do need to assign my number 1 or my other officers, my lower officers, to maybe be in charge. I'm feeling like I'm going to give my number 1 the job to deciding how many new folks we should allow into the clan, or whether or not we should close it up, because I don't want a bunch of folks that I have to just go ahead and dump later, because you get players who are not very active, who don't give any donations, and I really don't like that. Like, I'm like, if you're gonna join a clan, put your back into it, you know what I'm saying? You can do it, put your back into it. Get in there and do something. Like, put some effort into it. When you join a clan, you're getting all these benefits from being part of a clan. Like, you're getting a huge bonus to, like, your resources and to your leveling up and to everything like that. And you're not going to give anything back in return. It just seems like, wow. Give something back. Anyway, let's go to our
Rank. Selected. 1 clan. 2 explore.
Let's go to our explorer. Let's start opening up some of our goodies in the last 10 minutes here. This is when the exciting part of the video happens. Let's see.
Caravan return. 0 meters zeros.
Okay, what do we got here?
Fuel. 1.18 M. Claim.
I love that now everything is easy to understand when it's large numbers. One of the most beautiful things Camille did was add the simplification of the large numbers that are 6-digit or higher. Now it's a mil or 1,000, and you hear it simply. It makes it so much easier to understand. Kudos to you. That's great. Let's go ahead and get our 1.8 mil from our
Caravan return. 0 meters zeros. Fuel.
Yeah,
1.18. Survivor. Tab 1 of 6. Caravan return. Select reward type. Head. Caravan return.
Did I get it
Caravan
right?
return. 0 meters zeros. Fuel. 1.18 M. Claim. Button.
Okay.
Fuel. 1.
Cool.
Reward.
Get that. Claim.
Heading. Fuel. 1.18 M.
Again, whenever we get rewards back from caravans, Caravan is another place where we can add special sound effects.
Fame. 1K.
I still don't know what fame means.
Close. Button.
Okay, cool.
My resources. Cash 11.8 M. Bottle cap 671 water. 480/480 water
okay.
recovery.
I
11
was
hours
asked
53 minutes. Button.
by a channel friend to please, when I do my Wasteland Explorers, to do them one at a time. So if I unlock something special, that you get to experience it, and I will do that. We have about another 8 minutes left, and I am going to drop. So it's a Lost Vault marathon weekend. What? Are you kidding me? What in the world? Yes, we're gonna have it's a Lost Vault weekend. It's Lost Vault today, tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow. What is the day after tomorrow called? The second day after tomorrow. There we go. I just made it up. Anyway, yes, it's all weekend long, all the way from Thursday all the way to Sunday. You're going to get all kinds of juicy Lost Vault goodness to make your game head explode. But definitely get your popcorn out, get your game coffee, and listen to the Highway Patrol pull somebody over again for speeding right outside my window here in Sacramento. Like, you're busted. Does anybody remember that game called Narc, that old-fashioned arcade game? Who is a connoisseur of awesome video games from back in the 80s? There was this game called Narc, and it was just so brutal. You was shooting, bodies will be exploding and stuff. And that's another thing we're missing from Lost Vault explosions. We do have some with the Druid, which I love. We need more explosions, more boom, you know. Yeah, we need more explosions. Explosions are cool, you know. But yeah, wouldn't it be cool if during PvP, if you raided a person, you could leave a little bomb there, they would take a little damage and stuff like that? That would be kind of cool. Wouldn't it be cool if you had a little spy, you could steal more of their stuff, like you can train up another special? I mean, where's our covert ops, like people who can sabotage and terrorize our enemies? Like, wouldn't it be kind of cool? Like we could have a terrorist, we could have a secret agent, and we could have a diplomat. Each one of them would be dependent on a certain statistic in our menu. Like the diplomat would use charisma, the terrorist would use our strength, and the agent would use our intelligence, and they'd each do different things to opponents. So you could use different type of attacks, not just your basic PvP kind of like attack, but they could use different ranges and diversities of attacks. But yeah, let's go ahead and go one at a time.
Dormer button.
Oh, first let's clear out our vault.
My resources selected. Wasteland, caravan, vaults.
Let's clear out our vaults.
Info.
Yes, I'm at the very last enemy in the vault. I can't beat it. I think it has like 1,000,000 hit points. I've been told only 100 players have beat it. And I don't know why we don't have another way to beat this creature. How am I ever going to beat it? I should be able to beat it. I'm level level 73? I should be able to beat it. Like, I mean, that's another reason why I think we need spells. We need a battlefield that is diverse, that has obstacles, has magical and melee obstructions, so that not every battle is just decided mano a mano. Like, give us some barricades, maybe there's a hill. Let's generate some randomized battlefields. Let's make the battles much more subject to like a real war. In a real war, you can choose sometimes where you're going to fight, but you can't choose whether a flock of like insects will swarm the field. You can't choose whether a wild dragon appears out of nowhere and flames everything. You can't choose whether or not there's an earthquake. You can't choose whether or not it gets dark real soon or it gets hazy or foggy. Let's create that fog of war. Let's create more battlefield elements so that everything isn't so static and predictable. That way the players who make all these really stupid, generic, and stupid's a bad word, but just make these really simplistic and not fair builds that just blow everybody away with 1 or 2 hits. Let's make it so that they have to work for it a little bit more. Let's make it so that they have to put their points in different fields, and every field should have an awesome thing that it works with. For instance, if you're a druid, you're going to want to take something like something that makes the enemies move slower on the ground floor. Maybe you're going to want a varied terrain so that your enemy has to climb over a certain terrain, and you being a cloth wearer, you're a lot lighter on your feet, you should be able to move. Or maybe you're one of the classes that uses agility and you're definitely lighter on your feet. Let's simulate that. And maybe if you're a melee fighter, you're really good on flat ground or going downhill using your momentum and your heavy armor, and you bash brains out. Or let's create situations where you can silence a spellcaster from a distance who's hitting you with all kinds of power attacks, giving you enough time to close the distance and to destroy them. Let's create a situation where my minions as a druid can maybe attack a melee unit and weaken them, and then I move in and finish them off. I maybe take a lot of damage and I might lose, but at least I had a chance because I put points into my minion attacks, and now my minions are weakening the enemy. And there my voice is going up so high. But yeah, excuse me. Yes, that is the whole point of a battlefield. It's varied, it's different, it changes. Coffee is so cold. It's such a sad day when your coffee's cold. But yes, there should be differences in the battlefield. The battlefield needs to be varied. The battlefield needs to have dynamics. The battlefield needs to have randomization. The battlefield needs to have advantages and disadvantages for people. All right, let's go with
Spicy Hell button.
Yeah, let's go with
Progress unlock. Vault key. Image. Survival. Show.
Let's
button.
find out what let's get my
resources. Cache
survival
11.8 M.
here.
Bottle cap 671 water. 480/480 water recovery. Vaults are full of abandoned. Plundering the vaults. 0 meters zeros. Ready. Fight.
Okay, here we
Button.
go. Let's fight. And there's some new sound effects, so I'm going to be really quiet while it occurs. Here we go.
Survivor. Tab 1 of 20. Plundering the vault. Survivor. Tab 1 of items. Tab. Plundering the vaults. 0 meters zeros. Ready. Fight. Button. Plundering the vaults. Battle.
Kill. Triple kill. Quadra kill.
Isn't that so cool? Quadra kill. We need to bring the volume. I think I need to go to my settings menu and bring that volume up. Thank you for everyone that's been mentioning sound. And of course, a lot of this is beyond my control. The menu settings for sounds, it just says two things that are exactly the same. We just need to add a few words. Like, is one of them music audio? And is one of them sound effects? We just need to put which one is which. Because right now, they just say audio. I just want to turn them both up to maximum. Because I want to really hear those sounds. I want to turn down the background music a little bit, but I want to turn the sound effects up. That is really cool. And of course, I'd like to add one more thing. I'd like to add a little bit more ambience, like wind through trees, crunching of leaves on the ground, sharpening of weapons, maybe chanting, things like that. Little special ambiences. I do believe we could probably add a third audio to the track. It would give us that really cool immersion that you guys know that I put into each of my videos. I like to add a little immersion. So I might start adding a little bit of extra ambiences through my noise to kind of give us, now that we have background music, I don't have to use background music anymore because I love this ominous survival background music. It is gorgeous. But I also want to add a little bit of ambient sound, like me tinkering with stuff, messing with my quiver of arrows and stuff. Why aren't there arrows in this game? Like, there should be. I feel like there should be crossbows and arrows in this game. Like, we should hear the sound of, like, hearing arrows plunk into chest armor. Like, I really want to, and when I hit you with my druid abilities, let's hear that acid sizzling your armor, like, I love the monster sounds I'm hearing from, like, the battles, the invasion bosses. They are amazing. But yeah, that is going to be it. I'll tell you what, I will come back. I'm going to record. The very next thing I'm going to record is going to be the very next episode. We're going to not waste any time ranting. We're going to go straight into you all listening to me go through my Wasteland Explorers, seeing what items we discover. You get to hear, and then I'm going to go through all my items, and I'm also going to talk about the tavern. I want to talk about the tavern, a place to get some drinks, which was very important in medieval and shelter kind of worlds. In a post-apocalyptic world, there's nothing more important than getting yourself a nice stiff drink and hanging out with some of your friends and having a great time. And another important thing we're going to talk about is some of the fixes we can do to the shelter and to the invasion to make it much more involved. I'll continue to build on my discussion about the battlefield kind of like thing. I'll do a synopsis on that, and I'll talk about how we can further make that exciting. But for now, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this episode of Lost Vault. Thank you very much for coming to my Druid Let's Play. As usual, folks, I want to thank you for the preciousness of your time. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. I couldn't do what I do without all of you kind folks being part of this process. I want to thank my clan, which is Blind, for all the things that they do. My number one, Lario, all my other members of the clan who are always there giving all kinds of special stuff. Thank Nelson Kong. Thank you very much for your specialized recommendations and really expert opinions on a lot of the stuff that's going on. Thank you, Camila Rakoski, for all the
Uber
wonderful.
Eats. Now,
whoa,
save $8 when you
that
spend.
is not good. You didn't need to hear my Uber Eats announcement. Anyway, and thank you very much, everyone who's been participating in the comments. And don't forget, if you want to hear more videos like this, don't forget to double tap on that what is it, all? Double tap on all when you subscribe, and you'll never miss any. Well, I hope you won't miss any of the notifications of new episodes to come. And that's going to be it for us for this episode. But don't worry, it's going to be a Lost Vault Marathon weekend. Monster Marathon weekend. And it's going to be amazing. All right, folks, hear you soon. And as I always say, game accessibly with Mike every day. Take care.